4 paths to help reconcile with death. Have you ever wondered why no one talks about death? Why does no one accept that death is a part of life? Why does it remain a taboo? In this video, I will share from my personal experience how I achieved reconciliation and acceptance of death, as I have had a close connection with the loss of loved ones since I was very young. I have memories from when I was 4 years old, of when my maternal great-grandmother, who I used to call Mima, passed away after cancer consumed her completely. I still vividly remember the last time I fed her like a baby, and she looked at me with her tender eyes and thin face. I remember the night she passed away. There were many people in the room, and they didn't let my sisters and me get close. They kept us entertained in another room, watching TV and eating sweets. I knew something strange was happening, but my innocence prevented me from thinking of something sad. The next day I went to see her, but she was no longer in her room, which was clean and tidy. And through the open window, the sunlight illuminated her bed. I asked my mom where my Mima was, and she said, "Your Mima is fine. The angels took her through the window, and they flew her to the sky. Now she rests." That answer was wonderful to me because I imagined it just as she said. At that age, children believe everything they're told, and viewing the transition from death to the afterlife in this way is a lesson I am immensely grateful to have learned within my family environment. It's a lesson I continue to reflect on and develop as an adult. From that moment, I began to question and understand many things that gradually became clear over time. With the guidance of my maternal grandmother, who was like a second mother to me, I learned a lot. She had a very high spiritual sensitivity. Her hands were healing. She could read people's auras, feel their energy, and her third eye was highly developed. Even though she was blind, she could see more than most sighted people. She was my great guide toward accepting death and my spiritual awakening and self-knowledge. She and I had an unbreakable connection, and anyone would say we were attached to one another, but it was not so. In her last moments, I understood that the best thing was to let her go. She had completed her cycle, and it made me happy to see her transcend to the other life. Throughout my 40 years of life, I now want to share this great process I've been developing with the purpose of helping others understand that it is good to believe in and accept death without suffering. Here, I share 4 paths that will help you work on accepting the departure of a loved one from my humblest personal experience. 1. Work on self-knowledge. It is essential to educate yourself on the nature of your being. Understand that we are body, soul, spirit, and superconsciousness. Explore beyond the conventional and material. We must recognize that life does not end buried under the earth because we are eternal beings. Divine light capable of transcending through time, space, and sound. Understand that the purpose of our time on this planet is to learn and evolve through the most powerful feeling, love. Know that we can reincarnate as many times as we want because free will allows us. Life after death exists if you have faith to believe it, and once your soul sheds this material body, the happiness and freedom you experience are infinite because you become you again in the purest essence of being, able to traverse the entire universe and continue advancing in your evolution. 2. Communicate with your loved ones. Daring to contact your loved ones who have passed away is a way of finding answers to many questions that remain unanswered. Knowing the reason for their departure is an encouragement that helps us move forward with our lives. They can transmit a lot of peace and resilience by telling you how good it feels to be in that other dimension. There are also others who have left things unfinished in their own evolution, which may prevent them from ascending soon, but that is a personal journey. It's curious that when you become more comfortable with their visits, you want to know more about the other plane and how life is there. In the next videos, I will delve deeper into what I experienced when I communicated with my best friend, my grandmother, and my father after their passing. There are various channels through which you can receive a message or feel a simple caress. Mediums are an energetic channel that allows our loved ones to give voice and physical sensation. It's important that they are genuine and recommended by others based on their experience with their gift, that they know how to guide it, and that the messages they transmit are clear, specific, and not general. Their authenticity will stand out in telling things they wouldn't know otherwise. You can also find tarot readers who are more attuned to the spiritual plane because they've developed that gift. They can, through the cards, answer questions and guide you on your path, which you alone must manage through your own final decisions. They can listen to our loved ones and transmit their messages. It's important to understand that the cards guide, but do not forget your path. It will not be difficult to find people with special gifts if you venture into this world of spiritual experimentation. You will find much wisdom. 3. Practice alternative therapies. Once you begin to experience and understand your own being, you enter a world full of new lessons. Our body and being are not just made of matter and atoms. We are made of much more than that. It is believed that 5 of the 7 bodies of the human being are physical, spiritual, emotional, mental, and energetic, and are interconnected dimensions. Caring for and paying attention to them holistically can be a source of well-being. I have practiced Reiki, combined with gem or crystal therapy. This therapy helps improve and maintain the harmony of the chakras, aligning them within their energy channels. Another healing channel is family constellations, which help heal trauma, improve emotional well-being, increase self-knowledge, and promote change and personal growth. Beliefs about oneself are reviewed, and awareness is gained about what operates unconsciously. Psychosurgery is a psycho-spiritual technique during which, through an energetic operation, we can perceive changes in our physical body, mind, emotional state, or spirit, and experience healing, liberation, and expansive love. It's a path of elevation and personal spiritual growth. It involves ending suffering and jumping toward a continuous and stable state of happiness. This therapy helped me a lot to understand my place in my family and to release burdens that weren't mine. Other therapies that are still being studied but are practiced widely include guided psychedelic journeys such as ayahuasca, psilocybin, mescaline, LSD, ketamine, and others. I have personally experienced ayahuasca and psilocybin. The first was aimed at testing and defining my capacity to accept death, as I had this session 2 days before the car accident in which my father passed away. Ayahuasca prepared me to face that traumatic process because an unexpected death is an unimaginable shock. Psilocybin was different, a deep journey with blindfolded eyes. It's totally introspective and helped me understand and answer questions about life and the universe, in addition to confirming my beliefs. In a future video, I will share my psychedelic experience in more detail, which was surprising and wonderful, and has been key to my acceptance of death. 4. Spiritual energy transmutation. Spiritual energy transmutation is essential for the progress of our self-knowledge, our being, our spirit, and our soul. It's a concept that refers to the process of transforming internal energies, especially those related to emotions, thoughts, or negative patterns, into higher states of consciousness, peace, and spiritual balance. This concept is based on the idea that everything in the universe, including our emotions and thoughts, is energy, and that this energy can be transformed through conscious practices. The goal of a change in vibration is to elevate the energetic frequency, moving from emotions like fear, anger, or sadness to states of love, gratitude, and joy. This is achieved by recognizing and processing emotions in a healthy way instead of repressing them. This exercise is practiced when you are going through the suffering of grief, and through tools like meditation, which helps calm the mind and channel energies toward a positive purpose. Conscious, deep breathing can facilitate the release of emotional blockages, as well as creative visualization, imagining the transformation of negative energy into positive. Prayer or mantras are used as a focus tool to reprogram the mind. Internal alchemy is compared to physical alchemy, where lead, dense aspects of energy, is transformed into gold, a pure and elevated spiritual state. Spiritually, this means transforming challenges or sufferings into learning and personal growth. The spiritual impact of energy transmutation can lead to a deeper connection with the higher self or with the divinity, promoting mental clarity, inner peace, and a deeper sense of purpose in life. In essence, spiritual energy transmutation is a conscious and active process of inner growth, where we take responsibility for our energetic and emotional well-being to achieve a state of spiritual harmony. Accepting death is a profound process that invites us to reflect on our connection with the universe, our own essence, and the eternal love that transcends the limits of the material. The paths shared here teach us to live fully and let go with gratitude. And perhaps the most unexpected discovery is that by accepting death, we truly learn how to live.